Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Neighborhood Conversations, where we chat about inclusive conversations, inviting inclusive people to invite a lot of vibrant networks of people to come into your neighborhood. I'm your host, Templeton Sawyer, and it's a pleasure to be in your neighborhood, whether you're driving on your way to work, whether you're home listening to this podcast. Hey, fasten your seatbelts because we have some good information to share. We have the amazing crew from our Go-3D program, Hannah and Mike. They are amazing entrepreneur coaches, persons who bring advocates to the disability community. How can I describe them? They're awesome colleagues of mine at Teamwork Cooperative, and it's really a pleasure to have you both, Hannah and Mike. How are you both? How are you doing?
Doing well, Templeton.
We're
That's
good.
good.
Thank you,
That's
Yeah.
good.
Templeton. What an
That's
introduction.
I know. That's when you're in the neighborhood conversations, you don't know what introduction you're gonna get on a given day, so you just go with the flow. Go with the
Right?
flow. Yeah,
Every day
yeah.
is a new day.
Every day is a new day, and it's shining. Actually, if you're listening to this podcast, it's sunny, shining in Halifax, Nova Scotia today. We're gonna get some freezing rain tomorrow, but we'll take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, Hannah, Mike, it's so awesome to have both of you onto the neighborhood conversation, and we've been eager to learn about the awesome progress and success of the Go-3D program. But before we go into the conversation, tell us a bit about yourself and the role that you have involved in the program with your capacity. Yeah, go from there. Yeah,
Sure. Okay, I'll go first.
yeah, yeah.
I'm Hannah. So I'm the program coordinator of this wonderful program, which is almost coming up on a full year of having participants actually active in it. So we're going to have our first graduation here in March. But as a program coordinator of a program this size and something so new, it's been a real pleasure. I'm a strong advocate, as you know, Templeton, a lot of passion for people with disabilities, and this space of entrepreneurship has just blown right up in this program. So really excited that you have us here chatting about it, because we can talk all day about Go-3D, eh,
All
Mike?
day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a bit
Yeah.
about me.
Yeah,
And I'm Mike. I'm the senior business coach with Go-3D. Entrepreneurship is in my blood.
yeah.
So you know what? I've done this for most of my adult life, and so I'm passionate about it. It's all part and parcel of said when it comes to the Go-3D program about drive and determination. That's what we're all about.
Oh, yeah. And it's so good to have both of you on today in this really important time where we see people with disability as they are creative individuals, bringing creative aspects of their worth. And I've been in conversations about how do we continue to advocate and fight for their rights and bringing their creativity to the lens of all that. And so this program has increased and allow the space to become more vibrant and safe and also awesome and innovative. And I can't wait to hear more about some success stories. But before we go into that, what is Go-3D? I think a lot of audience would like to know what is the program, what does it entail. So Hannah, I'll take it off to you so that you can share,
Perfect.
and then if Mike wants to add on, we go from there. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, first off, it's a demonstration project for the province, and we started. This project has been in development since I want to go back 2009, probably about 2018, maybe the end of 17,
Wow.
when this was brought to the table by the head of VNS, Amy Hahn, who had an idea about an entrepreneurship program for disabilities. And at that time, it was an idea. So it's been in the making for a really, really long time, the idea. And Go-3D stands for growth, opportunity. The 3Ds are drive, determination, and disability. So it took us a while to figure out that name.
Wow.
But so it dates back, and it also is developed on research and time spent in Ireland. So we always like to call it the Dublin Report, and that was work from Brian Aird, who was the former ED and oversaw the Entrepreneurial Disability Network for I don't know how many years, but it was maybe decades. And Brian Aird's work is very much infused into the work of this program and the literature and the research done over in Ireland, Dublin, about entrepreneurship and disability and that kind of first choice back into the labor market for folks who have barriers. So it is a demonstration project. So we have a lot of things, and the government is evaluating how the program goes. And we'll go till next February 2024. Hopefully, the goal is to roll it out across the province. We have a rural partner, Career Connections, who's been absolutely fabulous. So we have 10 clients through their center as well as part of the GO-3D. So it really is about demonstrating that folks with barriers to employment, folks with disabilities, cross disabilities, intersectionality, first choice as an entrepreneur is really a viable option. So.
Wow, that's really amazing. Mike, do you have anything to add on to that?
Oh
Yeah.
no, what, that encompasses it all right there. It really does.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
practice. No.
I know, right? And it's really important. I love that the name growth opportunity, where you're growing and you're developing. And I'm happy that this is in a phase where the government is actually evaluating different new niches and new things that will bring growth. And being a Bahamian, someone from Bahamas, I always try to say that it's always good to explore different um continent and see what other parts of the world is doing, and to see that that research is being done in place is really important. Entrepreneurship is bringing so much things to society today. It's a lot of different connection, and we know that it's so important. But why is entrepreneurship important in today's society? And Mike, I'll head on to you first with this
sure,
question, and then go to
sure.
Hannah. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what? It's really important.
yeah,
And here's a couple of reasons why. First of all, it really accelerates economic growth. It brings about new products, new services, but it also promotes like innovation as well. So, it's about solving problems that are currently, that exist. And you know what? As entrepreneurs, we bring forward new ideas, new services that have not even yet been solved. So there's that. But along with that, it also promotes social change. Um, so it breaks up like old methods, I guess, old
yeah,
ways of thinking, right?
yeah,
And so it's about like embracing new culture, new ways of looking at things, but also in that is about like new technologies, new processes, things of that nature. But along with that, it also promotes like a lot of research and development. So again, it's entrepreneurs that are discovering these new ideas. Um, but you know what? Not only do they with new ideas, but how to improve like the process better,
yeah.
right? And so it's things like that you know people look at a particular issue and they go, that's a problem. How can we change that? Right. So it's constantly and ever evolving on that side. And I think, what's really unique about the entrepreneurship, and especially in this day and age of, looking at ways of becoming more inclusive, more accessibility, technology has completely like revamped all of that. And this program with Go3D is a perfect demonstration of that.
Yeah, wow. And Mike, and I'm pretty sure in your role, you have a lot of role to play when it comes down to developing and bringing that assurance of growth to the clients and to the participants. And tell me more, like what do you connect? How do you connect entrepreneurship as an importance to that role? Like how do you make sure that that they're meeting their passion? And I know because sometimes you could
Yeah,
give up on in this role, and you could feel well, the clients can give up in their role as being
right.
potential entrepreneurs, but as a coach, your role is to like increase that knowledge, increase that confidence level into
Mhm.
that. So how are you
Mhm.
doing that? Yeah,
Well, that's a great question, Templeton.
And I put you on the spot with that
Yeah,
one.
no,
I gotta
and
do
it's
that. Yeah,
great because again, I always go back to like the Go-3D model,
yeah,
and how it started, and we talk about the various phases of like, the seed phase,
yeah,
and then the sprout phase,
yeah,
and then said the growth phase, right? And
yeah,
then the actual like flowering of the business. So it really is. I mean, it all begins with a seed, an idea, right?
yeah,
And a person comes forward with an idea, and they need, like, said the perfect, like a good climate, a good soil, like to
yeah,
like, you know like they need that warmth, they need that support,
yeah,
to kind of like get that idea kind of sprouting. And then that brings forward that aspect of like, there's a possibility, there's actually there's hope, you know, in doing this, right? Um, and then, it's just being really supportive. Um, and what's really, I think, exciting and interesting to me is all these new ideas, things I've never even heard about or thought about, like you
oh
said,
yeah,
film production, or knife making, or all these things, right? You learn so much
yeah,
from people, and then you just kind of like support them. But when they have like challenges along the way, it's about breaking it down into smaller steps, and making them understand this, that there's no such thing as failure. It's an aspect of learning. It's a
yeah,
step forward, right? So if
yeah,
it didn't work, that's okay. You
oh yeah,
tried it. Let's go to another direction. Let's try that. Okay. And that's where you get that drive of just like, continue, take a step forward. Okay. And then the determination that gets you to push through that. So, so as a coach, that's really important for our clients, is to know they have the support, they have the experience,
right,
of people, to help them with their ideas, with the
right,
challenges, and then you know what, it takes flight.
yeah.
So that's a great thing. Yeah.
I look forward to my family's security in the future. That's the main goal as a father.
The empowerment from changing careers has really just made me want to get out of bed in the morning.
I'm looking forward to growing my business. So I want to hire people like I was hired. I want to give guys that chance.
Il me fera plaisir de continuer à travailler avec les immigrants francophones en Nouvelle-Écosse.
I am looking forward to the financial freedom that I never had before.
Oh wow, Mike! I love what you just said, and hopefully we'll put a pause in that promotion and making sure that quote actually goes out on. Hey, it's not about, there's no such thing as failure. It's all about the learning opportunity, and I love what
Yes.
you said about that. That
Yeah.
really stood out to me just now. Hannah, do you have anything to add on to that? I think Mike hit it on. Yeah,
He nailed that. I
yeah,
mean, really, when you go back to the acronym of GO-3D, that growth and opportunity is, that comes after, but it really starts with this opportunity that we're being able to provide because,
yeah,
the government has allowed us to develop this amazing test of a program.
yeah,
But really, it comes down to the drive and determination of the folks that are participating in the program. And like Mike said, just seeing the ideas, and we've having that good amount of time to allow to process what you can do and the capabilities of your skills and assets, and be able to come up with the idea that works for you, because we've seen some pivots in the program, right?
yeah.
And it's because there is that allowance of that growth and opportunity, that okay, not everything is right the first time, but let's keep going and learning, right? So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I like that word allowance. That allowing you to fail, knowing that you're not failing, you're actually continuing to learn and succeed, and you continue to develop. And in the key words, it's in the motto, in the meaning of Go 3D, of developing and stuff like that. So I like that. I want to switch gears here and move into learning more about the client successes. And I know that you have so much amazing clients, and like Mike said earlier, so much wild, crazy ideas in the making, which is so awesome. So, Hannah, I'll start with you. Tell us about some of the clients' success stories for the program so far. Like I love to hear those stuff. Yeah,
Oh, there's so much. How much time do we got, right?
I know. Yeah,
um, and there's been lots of challenges too, right?
yeah,
Without challenge comes no growth, as they say, right?
right, right,
But I mean, I think when you give the opportunity and the time that's been allowed, we've seen some of our clients grow both business wise, but also personally, and their confidence has grown, which we always pegged as an outcome. But it is truly remarkable to see people grow in their business development. And I jotted down one of our folks cloning bees when we were interviewing them, talking about the cloning the bees and someone with a mobility challenge, right? And beekeeping didn't necessarily seem like, okay, right, let's work with this, but the cloning of bees. But you know what, now it's broadened, and just the growth of this individual and the things that we can learn. And Mike already mentioned the tool and knife sharpener, and with some good mentorship and just the drive and the determination and overcoming the challenges of disability. Disability is infused through everybody's journey here, some different than others. Everybody's an individual. So I mean, we have products and services, and people are opening so fast now. We can't even keep up. We got computer repair. I mean, I always have a board that I look up at, and we have pet services. We have graphic design. A lot of home-based businesses. Preserves, baking. Drones. We have brick and mortars. The Christmas store opened in October down in New Glasgow, our rural partner down there. They're just opening at rapid fire now. Like I said, we're having a hard time keeping track of all these wonderful things. So, but nothing without challenge. So that's where the time comes in, and the learning. There's lots of learning going on. So. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree. Nothing without challenge, knowing that they're succeeding in the midst of those challenges, and you both have been that role model to that, and that's really, really awesome for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep in mind, the part of the criteria for the program really was to find individuals who were having difficulty attaching to the labor market because of the disability and lack of accommodations or accessibility options for them. We have a lot of autistic folks in our program as well. So a lot of that sensory stuff in the traditional labor market just didn't work for them. So, we found folks who had that challenge, and this really was not going to be seen as a last resort, but a first option for them to return to the labor market. And we're seeing that, and there's still learning to be done. But, it wasn't that they couldn't just go get a job. So this is really, there's lots of amazing moments to be learned from the program.
Wow, that's really amazing, and it's good to hear that there's so much creative beings in the program, bringing those ideas into community and for community, in order for them to be themselves, and all that good stuff. Um, I want to go into tell us 3 reasons why this program is making powerful moves to the disability community. And Mike, I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to go with Hannah. But tell us those reasons why this program is making powerful moves. It's really important. Yeah.
Well, the reason it's having such a tremendous impact on our communities, it's fully supportive, with disability and business coaches with combined experience of like over 60, 70 years. Okay. So, I mean, that's really critical. So that, it's not every day you're going to find people who have both of those skill sets of like disability specialists, but business specialists as well.
Right.
I think the second thing is really accessible and flexible for our clients. COVID really put, the impact about everything had to be done virtually. We were able to pivot, do those kinds of things, and the result of that is we're able to connect with clients pretty much from all over the province. So, I've got a young man in Upper Musquodoboit who would never get the services ever if it wasn't for, the accessibility aspect of things.
Right.
And I think the third thing too is we are also very resource driven. So again, the coaches that we have inside of this team have tremendous knowledge of like community resources, and it's not just what we can provide, but also like subject matter experts about community organizations, all these kinds of things to help support entrepreneurs as they move forward, because their needs are very diverse, and can be very challenging at times. But this team continues to strive to meet those needs every single day.
Wow, that's really amazing. Kind of what are your thoughts on?
A lot of four.
Yeah,
It is. There's yeah, definitely more than those three reasons. But I'll add on to Mike's around a big one, and to bring in how we're getting some of the funding and the resources. Our government, Employment Nova Scotia, has really opened the doors to the flexibility, and that is making a huge move towards supporting folks in the labor market for those that have struggled with their disability and attaching to that. So I think this is poking holes in the systems and those barriers that have been there. And we've worked with the Department of Community Services. We've worked with Employment Nova Scotia. They've cracked open a new model of even how they fund the program and the participants' living supports that are embedded in that, to embrace more of they call it a market basket measure. So it's not just finance-based. It's what are the whole needs of the person. So it really is, I think it's cracking some of those long time systematic barriers in language and access to services and supports. And I think it's the start of something really big to break down barriers so people can get back to work and start businesses and give the power back to the people.
Oh, I love it. The time is now. I use that language a lot. The time is now, and it's good
Yeah.
that government is using and feeling woke to see change to happen, to support the disability community, and the disability community is needing the support, and knowing that they are human beings, and they do have great assets and values to bring to community, and to bring the creative being, and to be their creative being, I would say. But bringing that all into perspective is so good. I know a lot of people want to join this program, and they're so excited. And I know that you all have enrollment numbers that goes up and up, and you gotta evaluate who goes into the program. But like, when's the next enrollment dates to this program? And I know, how can people get involved, and how can people like get connected to knowing that they're eligible to this program? Yeah, Hannah.
Yeah. Well, drum roll. There is no new intakes quite yet. We might have a
Oh,
spot for existing owners. So we have a bit of two streams going on. We have our new business startups. So we actually have 48 new businesses starting and have started in that stream. Then we have a continuous stream, which is for people who have a business open and are generating some sales. There's we're still working out some details there, because it's tough when you haven't really had the backing of some good resources behind you. So there's still some spots in that, but honestly, we're on the back side of the project. So right now we're in a hold mode, getting all our entrepreneurs open and supporting them till September. And then we're back to the table to see if we can roll this out across the province. So unfortunately, there is a growing wait list and interest, and we can screen for that eligibility. But, right now what else is there is where we're at. And we will offer up whatever supports we can. So I guess you'll just have to stay tuned, I think.
Oh, stay tuned, listening audience, stay tuned. This is it's coming. It's coming.
It's
For
coming.
sure,
So
for sure.
we hope, but we're
sure.
working towards that goal. And like I said, everybody's working really hard. Our evaluators, my team here, our coaches, the clients, everybody's working really hard. So there's definitely been impact regardless of whatever happens.
Yeah, this is like really amazing. Wow. what a impactful conversation I call this, where we get to hear so much knowledge and stuff. And I love reading quotes, and so I'm going to read this one that I'm looking at on my desk right now. It says, "To accomplish great things, we must dream as well as act." And I feel that we dream and we innovate, and we've dreamt of this moment where we, as an organization, teamwork, and as a way of growing, we dream of seeing, helping the disability community more, and being able to act on it. And this program has, act in such a great capacity of bringing such innovation to, another level. I call it, allowing, disability people with disability, individuals, human themselves, to come out of the box, create what they need to create, but also having that resource and funding from the government to top it up on how that's just amazing.
That's it.
That's amazing. But Hannah and Mike, I want you all to leave us with some hope. I feel that we all need hope. We all need words of encouragement, that will help the action driven people to be inspired to get the funding, to get the initiatives, to get everything that they need to help this community and to help people in general. What hope do you got for us, to inspire us all?
No, Mike, let's both go in on this one, man.
Well, I think when it comes to the community, persons with disabilities, and have been shut out of the labor market for such a long time, and now with the use of technology, things are just exploding. I mean, years ago, very few people from the deaf community would be hired for any sort of jobs. Now, you know what? There are employers who are looking for people who can do that. The same as
Yeah.
people on the autism spectrum and things like that. But I just saw a friend of mine sent this video to me just this morning, and that was he was an entrepreneur, created a company for clients who are quadriplegic, bedridden. Okay. And he teamed up that talent pool with restaurants who are now using robots to serve patrons. These individuals control the robots serving the patrons, and they are paid a very good living wage doing this.
Wow.
Okay. So again, entrepreneurship at its finest. Here's a labor market that, restaurants are really having trouble attracting and retaining people. And here's someone who's like out of the box, has a solution, and wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. Hope at its best, knowing that that's a creative lens. Really,
Right.
really, really amazing. Hannah, what do you got for us? What do you got for us?
Too much. No, you know what? We keep it simple.
Yeah.
And everybody that we're working with, we believe in them.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that the message is believe in yourself, be you. And the support will come. We believe in you, you believe in yourself. Right? So,
We
be
believe
you.
in you, and be yourself, and we got resources, we got connections, we got your back. Wow. This has been an amazing conversation. I thank you both for coming on to the Neighborhood Conversation, to bring this on. Thank you so much for coming on, Hannah and Mike.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you, Templeton. Our
Thank you,
pleasure.
Yeah.
Templeton.
Yeah. Yeah, at the Neighborhood Conversations, we bring inclusive conversations, inclusive people, and today's conversation has brought such impact. And I hope that you all who are listening to this podcast, that you know how to bring impact in different ways, and know that you're worth it, and know that there's hope, there's possibilities, there's ways that you can continue to create. Go out, advocate, be a part of the change, for the community, the disability community, and for everyone that you see yourself empowering. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next episode. This podcast is funded by the Government of Nova Scotia.